went off in this game and you lost to a team that won 10 games last year in your own building. And somebody please explain to me two things. Number one, defensive guru? Stephanie White's a defensive guru? You gave up 107. A C-note +7 at home.
73 combined points from a superstar trio on national television, fueled by a deafening sellout crowd, should have been a guaranteed victory, especially against a team that managed only 10 wins all last season. Instead, the Indiana Fever collapsed in a 107-104 overtime heartbreak against the Dallas Wings. And let's be crystal clear, this failure does not fall on the shoulders of Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, or Aaliyah Boston. The Big Three delivered a masterpiece, providing every ounce of elite production required to win, only to have her dominance sabotaged by Stephanie White's baffling tactical blunders. While Paige Bueckers and the Wings stormed into Gainbridge Fieldhouse to seize the win, the Fever weren't just defeated. They were fundamentally outclassed on the sidelines. Mitchell was an unstoppable force, justifying her $1.4 million Supermax status with a relentless 30-point explosion that erased any memory of a slow preseason. Beside her, Aaliyah Boston played the most complete game of her career, shooting a lethal 64% and flashing MVP caliber versatility through dominant pick-and-roll chemistry and brilliant passing. Even Caitlin Clark met the moment, carving up the defense in a historic 20-point debut that showcased veteran-level maturity and vision. The Stars held up their end of the bargain, proving they are ready for the championship stage. But tonight, the coaching staff left them stranded in a game that never should have been close.
The fastest point guard to do so. So the fastest point guard to ever reach 1,000 points. Also, she is the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 1,000 points, 250 rebounds, 250 assists. Caitlin Clark is generational. That's pretty badass. Fastest player ever to do 1,000, 250, and 250 plus.
Caitlin Clark didn't just step onto court last night. She rewrote the record books as the fastest point guard in WNBA history to hit 1,000 career points and the quickest player ever to weaponize a 1-0-0-250-250 stat line. This isn't just high-level play. It is a generational takeover. While her perimeter shooting hit a snag as she adjusted to refined mechanics and shook off 2025 postseason rust, her impact remained undeniable. Despite the Dallas Wings deploying a physical, suffocating defensive scheme designed to break her rhythm, Clark still ground out a positive plus-minus, proving her mere presence creates a winning advantage. But here's the cold, hard reality that the mainstream media is too afraid to touch. You don't lose a game where your Big Three hammers home 73 points unless something is fundamentally broken. The Stars did their job and executed the blueprint, but the game was systematically dismantled by disastrous rotations and a total collapse in bench management. While the headlines focus on the box score, the real story is how a historic performance was completely neutralized by a sideline performance that failed the players.
Hines Allen, forget about it. Forget about it. I was like, are you serious? We did this? We signed this player? Not good. The Big Three, let's just be honest. When you score 20, 23, and 30, your Big Three just went off.
Sophie Cunningham clocked over 25 minutes of high-stakes action only to vanish offensively, contributing a measly 3 points that failed to justify her role as the veteran spark plugged this roster demands. While she buried her lone attempt from deep, a single basket in a grueling shift is a complete collapse in production for an enforcer brought in to provide floor spacing and grit. The disappointment didn't end there. Lexi Ho's return was a non-factor as she struggled through nearly 15 minutes of visible rust, failing to record a single point and leaving the Fever's spacing crippled without her signature perimeter threat. Even the youth movement stalled, with Raven Johnson appearing completely overwhelmed by the regular season intensity, managing only 2 points before fading into the background of a negative plus-minus performance. To cap off the sideline disaster, the bench rotation became an absolute enigma as Tyasha Harris was inexplicably buried on the pine for less than 5 minutes, resulting in 0 impact and 0 shots. This wasn't just a quiet night for the supporting cast. It was a total offensive blackout from the bench that left the Stars stranded and the Fever fundamentally broken when it mattered most.
What did we talk about this team? Depth, front office, depth, lack of length, depth. The second team is not good. Your bench, not very good.
The math is a haunting indictment. Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Ho, Raven Johnson, and Tyasha Harris combined for a pathetic 5 points on 1 of 6 shooting in 56-minute action. You cannot win at this level when 4 professional rotation players provide essentially nothing over an entire game's worth of minutes. This loss wasn't about Caitlin Clark's shooting or Aaliyah Boston's late possessions. It was a total bench meltdown that Stephanie White failed to address. While Chris Cocklanes and the Dallas Wings deserve credit for Paige Bueckers' dominance and Eric Ogunbo's 22-point clinic, the Fever handed this game away. The most infuriating evidence of tactical malpractice was a DNP for Shadowrai Walker-Kimbrough, who just weeks ago dropped 18 points in the preseason and proved she was a team's most explosive reserve. To leave her on the pine while the offense bled out in overtime, and to bury veteran Tyasha Harris in favor of a struggling rookie is an inexcusable failure of leadership. White benched her best scoring weapon, ignored her veteran depth, and rode a cold Sophie Cunningham for 25 minutes until the game slipped away. The myth of the defensive guru has been shattered. This wasn't just a loss. It was a coaching disaster on national television.
Up in this game now, didn't it? I'm supposed to love Stephanie White because she's this defensive wizard. I mean, Paige Bueckers goes off on you. Wnba, who just got back from China, dropped 22. You got beat at home.
The myth of Stephanie White as a defensive mastermind was incinerated on national television as her squad surrendered a staggering 107 points on home court. To allow a 10-win team from last season to carve through your perimeter like a holiday feast is an absolute embarrassment that strips away any defensive wizard labels. There were 0 adjustments, no presence at the rim, and a total lack of resistance while Paige Bueckers and Eric Ogunbo dismantled the Fever's structure at will. If you waste a 73-point explosion from your superstars because your scheme allows the opposition to score at a record pace, your reputation as a guru is officially dead. Yet, as disastrous as the coaching was, the tactical failures were nearly eclipsed by a chilling moment in the third quarter that paralyzed the arena. A terrifying cloud hung over the remainder of the game, shifting the focus on the scoreboard to a reality far more urgent and alarming for the future of this franchise.
Your bench, not very good. Now, let's get over to this. Holly Rowe just said the Fever training staff appeared to be doing something with Caitlin Clark's groin in the tunnel, but couldn't confirm it. Caitlin is now back on the bench with a heating pad around her lower back. This was in the third into the fourth quarter. Grant Young from SI.
The third quarter delivered a seismic jolt of panic to Fever Nation as reports emerged of the training staff working on Caitlin Clark's groin in the tunnel, followed by the sight of her wrapped in a massive heating pad. With confirmation that she retreated to the locker room to start the fourth, the silence from the medical staff is deafening, and fans, scarred by last season's lack of transparency, have every right to sound the alarm. Clark's 20-point performance through visible physical distress is a testament to her legendary grit. But this franchise cannot survive if its cornerstone is breaking down on opening night. The bottom line is undeniable. The Big Three executed their roles to perfection, yet they were betrayed by a non-existent bench, a porous defense, and a head coach in Stephanie White who failed to make a single winning adjustment. Now, as the team looks toward Wednesday's clash with the Atlanta Dream, the front office is facing a brutal reality. Plummeting ticket prices and an empty upper bowl reflect a fan base staging an economic boycott against this coaching philosophy. The pressure has officially turned nuclear. If the superstars show up and the staff still fails them, accountability isn't just necessary, it's mandatory. Subscribe to Wnba Pro for the deep analysis that refuses to sugarcoat the truth, and drop your boldest take below. Was this a bench collapse, a coaching disaster, or the start of an injury nightmare? See you on the court.